Hello everyone and welcome back. We are up to card number 8. How exciting is that? We still have 4 cards to do next week, but I might do one through the week, who knows? I might do 2 through the week. We are catching up on April's. April was a bit of a busy month with Easter, school holidays, a lot of things happening in there. And my daughter's 50th birthday. There was just a lot happening in April and we got a little bit out of order, but that's not a problem. We're back on track. So this is a hidden message fun fold card and it's a really lovely one, and I'm quite sure once again this really displays your DSP paper. I love that you can actually make this card and display your designer series paper. So we're going to come down. I'm going to say, if you come on, say hello, tell me where you're from and tell me if this is the first time you've been with me or whether you're just one of my beautiful VIP customers that come on. You never know. All your names go into a gift giving, and the gift giving is drawn out on the first Thursday of each new month, Thursday night at 7 p.m. But at the moment, I am posting out my Mother's Day surprise ones, that people that went into the butterfly, pick a butterfly. We had some random specials happening. We've got another one that finished up today, was the superhero. So if you had been in and acknowledged all the superheroes, over the next few days, I'll be putting up who's won what prizes for what. So keep an eye out for that. That's going to be a lot of fun. And I know every mum out there deserves a beautiful Mother's Day and a beautiful little gift. But if you get something, it's always a little bonus. So let's come down to our workbench. Excuse my hand for a minute while we get this set up. Don't forget, I am an independent Stampin' Up demonstrator from Warragul in Victoria. Now, look at this. This is the package, how it comes to you. Like I said, May is our last one. We're going to have a couple of months break and then we'll come back to our post out. But at the moment, I'm going to be offering 2 new things. So one is our sketches that are going to be starting tomorrow at 2 o'clock, where you can make a card and join in and share your card. And I'm going to highlight a customer each following week. So if that's something you'd like to join into, that's starting tomorrow. And I will, I talked about that on Thursday. So awesome. And then the next thing is our post out class, our in-home class, sorry. Anyone that wants to take part in that, I've had a lot of ladies wanting to take part in that. They love seeing the cards that I make and have sort of said, I would like to do that, Teresa. And I go, well, I'm going to be doing some post outs with them. So there are a couple of new things that are coming along just so we keep it nice and fun. Don't forget you can still prescribe for paper pumpkin. Okay, so let's go through this kit, because we have got our base card, and our base card is, this one I have done in inches. Now, when I do something in inches, it's because it fits in better than having the 0.235 or 2.6 or something like that in centimetres, which some people find very, very confusing. So our piece here is 6.5 by 5.5, and we're going to score it at 2 1/4. So we're going to score this over at 2 1/4. So I'm going to grab my score tool or my paper trimmer that's got a beautiful score on it. Those who don't know much about our paper trimmers, they do have a score tool, and they do have a cutting blade here as well. They have an extension ruler out, and they are really, really good to have. So we're going to line up across the top. So it's the longest piece across the top, and we're going to score that at 2 1/4. So if you're not sure where 2 1/4 is on your ruler, it's the number 2 in the inches, and then you're going to go 1, 2, 3, and it's the 4th one, which is the quarter. So you're going to line it up there. We're going to use our score tool, and then we're going to bring that out of the way for the moment, and we're going to bring that over to the front. Use our bone folder to give it a nice varnish down the front, and then we're going to look at our other pieces. So we have a little piece here which we're going to stamp on. This is our map for that, and this is 7 by 4.5 inches. If you're going centimeters, I mean, if you're going inches, it's 2 3/4 by 1 3/4. Then our white piece is 2.5 by 1.5. This is the piece we're going to stamp on. So this is interesting. When I was doing this little card, I was thinking, I'd like to send out a card to a friend, but, you know, time to relax when they've been so busy. And I saw this, and I represent this really with a man's card. When you see the boat, you sort of go, a man's card. But I looked at the little images that were on here, the little books, the little hat, and the little basket. And I thought, how cute are they? So I thought, well, let's come in with the little basket. I thought it was so, so cute. So we're going to grab that little basket, and we're going to put it on our block. And I'll grab my ink. So we've got our little basket. You can do this in a colour if you want to. You don't have to do it in black. I'm going to do it in black, but I'm going to add some colour to it. And we have got also here another one with books. So we have got the books in the basket, and you can add more books if you wanted to. So we've got our little basket, which we're going to come down and just stamp here. It's really, really cute. How cute is this basket? It's really cute. I love it. It's in the men's one, the Peaceful Docs. So it's sort of one, you know, I've had people say to me, oh, where'd you get that stamp from? And that's where it's from. I love that it's got the little glasses hooked over. It's got a couple of little hooks in the thing. So you have got extra little books here that you can always do if you're doing a bigger card, and a little hat. You could sort of do a little hat and the book sitting around the basket, which would be lovely as well. But it's got a beautiful word in here, and it says, a time to relax, or you make life lovely. So I'm going to grab the relax one, because how many of us need time to relax? All of us, I'm sure. So we're going to put that on there, and we're just going to stamp this on here. So ink him up, and he's a very thin one, so you're just going to come down from the top a little bit and line him up into that area. Press down. I'm going to show you that because it is just so cute. I love it. Look at that little basket. It's got the little glasses here, the books in here. So really lovely. Hello, Sheila. How are you? Good to see you on. Hi, Susan. Good to see you on. I just saw your names pop up. Sometimes when I share something, you can just see that name pop up and you go, oh, I know that name. Sometimes I wish I had a big photo of you, because we see these little photos of you. And then see, some people have cats and dogs in their profile picture, and it's really hard to know what you look like. So they're, it's a good time to put your little photo in there so we can see you, and then put your dog or cat in the banner behind. Okay, so I'm going to add a little bit of crumb cake to this one on the handle. So I'm just going to come in here and colour the handle. I'm actually going to come in with the smaller end and come up here. And I'm thinking I'll just do a little bit of brown in this, like a little brown lining in the bag. So cute, and a little bit of a handle up there. And you can even colour these little brown white bits here. You can actually add a little bit of brown texture to them, so it looks a little bit gorgeous. Okay. And I was looking at the stamp set the other day, and I'm thinking of all the images that are in here. And you've got this log, so you could actually lay the log down this way, I was thinking, flat like that, and you could have the bag leaning up against it and a hat sitting off one end. There's so much you can do this stamp set. You just need to use your imagination. So this is going to go on here. So we're going to pop this on here. Tell me if you got this stamp set. Have you got the Peaceful Dock stamp set? I think it came out on online exclusive, if I remember correctly, the last time. Don't forget that all our stamps aren't in our catalogue. We do have online exclusive, and you can always just jump onto Teresa Brown stamping.stampinup.net, and you can just have a browse, like window shopping. So make a cover and you can have a browse around. That's a really good thing. Now, if you don't want the bag just sitting there, you can always put something around it. I'm just going to do a little bit of the pool party shadowing on it. You can colour in your books. So I'm just going to add some books in here. I'm just going to cut, oh, that's my beautiful one that's just worn out. It's been well loved, believe me. So you can come in here and colour your books if you want to as well. And I always like to bring a bit of colour in that I'm using in the card. So I'm going with that one, and I'm going with Pool Party. So I'm going to do a Pool Party little book here as well. Okay, so that's that coloured in. You can do whatever coloured glasses you want, but I'm going to leave mine white. Okay, so now we've got the next section to do, which I'm going to grab in just a minute. We're going to do this. So I'm going to grab my designer series paper next, and this is the way it's going to go. Okay, so we're going to do some scoring on this. So you will need your instruction sheets for those who are doing the class, You'll want to make sure that I have got all the measurements correct. This is the time to change them if I have, and it can happen, believe me. I can be thinking I'm pressing a 2 and I'm pressing a 3, or it happens on the computer. Okay, so we've got our peach pie. We've got our designer series paper, which is 10.5 by 4. And we're going to score it. And we're going to score it at 1 5/8. So I've done it that way. This is our first score here. So I've already done the first score for most people. Oh no, I think I did the second score for you. 1 5/8. So you go 1 and you count 1, 2, 3, which is 1 1/4. But sometimes it's written differently, so it's handy to know which way. So we're going to score it that way. Just be careful when you're using your scoreboard that you don't press too hard, because you don't want to, what don't you want to do? You don't want to rip your paper. Okay, and then we're going to bring it along, and we're going to score it at 2 3/4, which is the one that I have done for you already, the 2 3/4. Those who have got the kit, I have done your 2 3/4, because I needed to fold the paper to fit into the kit. So I just did one score line, which was the 2 3/4 one. Okay, so then you're going to move it along to the 5 3/8. So that's 5 3/8. So you're going to count each one of these as an eighth. So we're going to go 1 2 3 4 5 3/8. I can't remember what that is in normal at the moment. The brain's getting tired. Sorry, guys. I'm just going to measure that for you because I'm all of a sudden gone blank. Having a blank moment. Yeah, it is. It's 2 3/4. I thought it was, but I didn't want to say it until I checked for you because I didn't want to give you the wrong measurements. So, oh, we did the 2 3/4 one, didn't we? That's the one I did for you. Okay, let me just look for the next one now. It's 5 3/8. So let's just have a look at 5 3/8. And I'm just going to measure it for you so that we make sure that we have it right, which is, once again, 2 3/4. So once you've done this one, I'm just going to see where I've done all these score lines. So sorry, I've gone blank. My brain's just turned off. Series paper, 5 3/8. So 5 3/4, is it? Oh. Okay, I've gone blank. I've gone really blank. That's not good. Okay, let me measure on here. Sorry, guys. This is one of those days where sometimes my brain just goes, okay, I can't think now. And it's 5, I'm sure. 5 1/4. Yeah, it is. So we're going to come into this one is lining up to the 5 1/4. So when you fold it over in, that's what I was trying to remember. I had to fold it in. Sorry, guys. 5 1/4. Because it's got a funny little trick, and it's been a little while since I've done one of these cards. And when I made my kits up, so we're going to go down here and here, and now we're going to come into turning this one in on this side, so make sure it's straight. That's not straight. We're going to score it in here as well, which is 2 1/4. Or 2 1/2 it is, actually. It looks more like 2 1/2. I'm going to score that down there. Okay, we should get all our score lines now. Don't have a granny moment. I just had a granny moment. It's it's one of those things. You're looking and you're thinking, am I doing this right? Okay, so it's like this, see, because you're looking at it and you're thinking, am I doing it right? But it is, it's right. Okay, so our granny moment is going to put our card together now. So we've got our front piece and we're going to add our white piece, which is over here. Let me give you the measurements. This is 13.5 by 5.5, and this is going to go down here. How many other people have granny moments? Does anyone else do that? Now on this also, if you want to, you can bring this right to the edge, and that's what I'm doing on this one. Okay, I'm going to bring it right to the edge. This is one that I've only made a few times with the designer series paper. It is one that I like because you're not cutting out a full cardstock, but you do need to bring this right level to this edge. And then when you're doing the peach pie, you want it, that's about 11. Let me just do it on centimetres, inches for you. It's 4.5 inches, yes, by 1.25. Now, when you do this piece, it's coming once again right to the edge of your card, and you're going to sort of eyeball this edge around here. Had to stop and think about it, because when you don't do it as often and you haven't done it for a little while, you've got to stop and think. And I just wanted to make sure we give you the right score lines. Okay, so in right to the edge, so there's no border on this edge bit. Move it down to probably into the center if you can, and move it across. So it's like this. It's got to be right to the edge here. Okay, because when we put our designer series paper on here, it's going to go down here to the edge. So this is going to go into the edge here. And then you're going to have a piece like this. Okay, so it's going to be, let me just tell you, a mountain, a valley, and a valley. Okay, does that make sense? I want to do it right for you. So we've got a mountain, a valley, valley. Now when you put this bit on here, you can do bring it out wider if you want to, or you can have a strip on here. So it's all right. We're going to stick this fold line right to the edge. Okay, so that fold line's right to the edge again. Right there. So let's fold that. I hope I'm not making this sound complicated. Okay, so turn that bit. We've just put glue on to the score line, the first score line. And we're just going to line it up so that it's the same distance from this edge to this edge, that it's on here. Now this bit here, you can add bling, you can add lots of different things down this side. You can even add a ribbon. There's so much. Now that's going to go like that. This is going to go like that. We're going to put our back piece in, which is going to go in here, which is, let me measure it for you. It's 5 and 5 and, no, it's 5.25, sorry. 5.25 by 4. 5.25 inches by 4 inches, this piece, if you're cutting it out. And this goes into this piece here. Okay, so you want that piece in there. And then we have, I think I had a couple of leftovers or something, because I've got pieces everywhere here and they're not really meant to be in here. I think I had a couple left over. It's probably what's confused me, because I'm thinking I've got all these pieces, but I don't need them. And then we've got this piece here. This is the right piece. 4 and, well, it is 4 by 2.5. 4 by 2.5. And what we're going to do now is, you will see this goes like this. This is going to sit into the middle here. So you're going to see this is going to stand up like this. That's the way it's meant to be. So we're going to put glue on here. So you've got your bit here and your bit here, okay? And you're going to put it into the centerpiece. But before we do that, we do have a piece that goes in here, which you can put in or you don't have to put in. It's entirely up to you if you want this extra mat. Okay, so this goes sort of into the center of your card. This is sort of a little bit like a guideline where to stick this piece here. So you've got your score line here and your score line there, and you've got your glue in between. So this is going to come down into the center of this piece here. So just bring it across until you get it into the center, and the same border at the top and the bottom. Okay, this piece is going to sit like this. Then you're going to put your mat in here, and this actually goes from the top of the designer series paper to the bottom of the designer series paper. If you want to have it as a border, you can. You will need to cut some off, but this is 4 inches by 2.5 inches, but you can cut it off if you want to have it within the designer series paper. But I'm just going to put it that it sort of divides it a little bit. So we're going to bring this piece in right to the bottom and to the top. So it just sort of divides that. Just make sure that folds. Just make sure that both sides fold. That side folds. Okay, I'm just going to come across a little bit and make sure this side folds. This is going to go in like this. Okay, so this is over on this side. Can you see that? It goes right across to that level. And you've got that piece hanging out. This piece then goes across this way like this. And this piece here has another piece, this piece here, this piece that I thought was a little bit extra. It's not. We're going to stamp out the hat. There's my little hat gone in here. So we're going to stamp out the hat and the basket and the books. We've got the basket, the books and the hat. Now you can stamp them out all in black, or you can stamp it out in colours. So I'm just going to grab a couple of inks. So I want a pool party, and I'll grab my pool party and my peach pie over here, and we're going to stamp these out. Okay, let's do this. So we're going to do the little hat in the pool party. So I'm just going to grab my little hat, because I really thought these were so cute. Who thinks these are cute? I think they are. I'm just looking at that. It looks like it's got something stuck on it. Okay, I think I've got it off. Sorry about that. I've got something stuck on my stamp. I don't know what it was. But it's not going to ink up properly if I didn't take it off. So we're going to come in with the pool party. We're going to bring this to the top. We can finish colouring that in as well. We can colour in a band on that. And we're going to bring in the books. And they're going to be done in peach pie. This is a lovely fun fold card, but it is a little bit tricky when you haven't done it for a while. You've got to think about it. Okay, so we've got our little books there, which are cute, cute as cute. And then we're going to come in with our little bag as well. And this is using that stamp set a completely different way. It's made it into a completely different card for us. So I'm going to do this one in the black. And here I was thinking I had extra paper because it was coming out from everywhere. And it wasn't. Okay, so I'm just going to stamp this one down here. Beautiful. Okay. So this one gets stuck onto here. Just make sure that that bag is dry, the black is dry. Doesn't take long to dry. And you can colour that in if you want to. And colour your books and that in if you want to, colour them in. You've got your little glasses, so you can come in with your peach pie. And we can finish doing our little books the same colour. Come in with our crumb cake. Colour in a little bit around here. A little bit around here, do our handles. And you can colour in the little checky things like we did on the front, or you can just leave them as is on this one. It's entirely up to you. Okay, so now we have this bit that's going to go in here to put our words on. And we've got the words you, and it's all out of this stamp set, which, what's your first impression when you see this? Would you think you could do a ladies card out of this? You honestly think it's more for men. So we've turned this into a completely beautiful card for a lady, and we've included all the little things, the little bag, the little hat, the books. And I think that's a really lovely way that we can do that. So it's got a lovely word to it. It says, you make life lovely. You make life lovely. Ooh. Going to take that out, and we're going to put that onto here. So we're just going to stamp that before we stick it in, guys. Why do you stamp before you stick it in? Does anyone know why you do that? Because if you blop it or make a mess of it, you can re-stamp it or get another piece. That's a really good little gold nugget, especially when you're learning. Okay, so we're just going to take, I've got to take time to relax. I've done the same one as we did on the front. Takes me not to read it properly, eh? Let's grab the other one. We've already got that on the front. Okay. Let's go back and get the other one. Here it is. And don't forget, tomorrow I will see everyone Crafty Monday at 1 if you're into doing some more card making. And I'm going to be sharing tomorrow. The new ink colours ink and a beautiful embossing folder. If your ink is really wet, because I've re-inked this yesterday and it's really, really wet, turn your stamp upside down and just pat it this way, okay? Because that way you're not going to keep pressing it too hard into your block, into your ink pad. Okay, so another little gold nugget there, which is a really good one. We're just going to line that up and stamp it up in the middle. Beautiful. Okay. Put the lid on that so we don't put our fingers in it. I feel like I've got black all over me. Okay, so this bit actually goes now into this middle bit here. It's a great little fun fold, but you might need to re-watch it a couple of times because I'm trying to work out how to explain it to you the best way. Sometimes it's a bit tricky, but I wanted you to know where those scroll lines are because they are a little bit different. And this sort of comes over like this, but this comes over like this, and we're going to put this in here. So you can put anything in there. You can put words in there if you want to. You can put whatever you want into this little section here. Okay. And this closes over like this. So when you're actually gluing this bit, you're just gluing this little bit here. You're only gluing a little bit down the side, down here. Because you don't want it past this part here. You don't want it past your score line. So this lines up in the middle and it sits here. Now this piece here, you can actually, if you wanted to cut your designer series paper longer, you can. You can actually do a white emboss through there. You can leave it as it is. You can stamp a word in there. There's lots of little different things. You can tie a ribbon around there as well. Okay, so you can do lots of little different things. I can't remember what I had planned to do for that here today. It has gone completely blank for me. And there's nothing else in the kit. So I obviously was thinking you can choose. You can choose if you put a ribbon around it. You can choose whatever you want to do. But I'm going to use a little bit of black twine on mine. And I don't think I gave you black twine in your kit because I wanted you to just use whatever you had at home. And you can sort of see that's why I didn't glue this right down here, because I was going to use some twine in here. So you can use whatever you want in this bit here. Okay, and everyone has something different in their little stash at home. So get your fingers working. And I didn't do that very well. Your fingers don't want to work today. Might need your finger, Brenda.
You might.
Just for a minute. I think I've got it going one way too long. Let me just see. Yes, I've got to bring it down a little bit. Okay, that's beautiful. But you might have some beautiful silk ribbon you want to put on this. You might have some, there you go, Brenda, I'll get you to put your finger on there. If the fingers don't want to work. It's a really hard thing when your fingers don't want to work.
You tell me if you need me. Oh, beautiful. You did it. Woo.
Okay, thank you. So you can make these as big or as little as you want.
I think they're a sharp here.
So you can add whatever you want down the side here at home. You can even add diamantes down the side if you want to. There's lots of different things that you can add to this little section here. Okay, let me just open it. It opens up. This bit here, when it closes right over like this. And when it opens up, it stands out. It's partially popped out. I hope you can see that. It's a bit of a tricky one, but I hope that I have explained it. Hi, Kay, how are you? I hope I've explained it well enough for you, but it stands out like that. So when you sort of got this closed and this is closing down, it closes down flat like that. I hope that makes sense. It's gorgeous because it's got this gorgeous little pop-up section here. Now, if you're an experienced crafter, you can always put a hidden pocket in this section here. You can add an extra piece in there where you can put a gift card or scratches down in. Okay, so it is a really good one. Like I said, when you're sticking this bit, you don't want to stick it all to it because it comes off here. See how it's hanging out? So you don't, when it's closed, want to hang it. You just want to glue it to the score line. Okay, so I hope everyone enjoyed that. God bless you, everyone. Thank you, and I'll finish these off next Sunday. And I'll see you all tomorrow on Crafty Monday. Bye for now.